Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another survey. And it appears that Kuro Games is desperately looking for some feedback regarding this subject area because they are offering their biggest rewards yet. $60 astrite in exchange for your response. And the topic of this survey is just player preference. Dear Rover, we value your voices as we continue to improve our game and gaming experience. Please take a few moments to take the following survey to share your suggestions and feedback. Very vague. I've got no idea what the hell is going to be in here. I don't think this is like the version satisfaction survey, so it could be anything. You'll probably know by the title of this video, though. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's start filling it out and see what this one is all about. I'm fucking blind. Anyways, it seems like the text got smaller since the last time we did this, so bear with me over here. This is not what I wanted to do. It's what Kuro did. All right, we're just gonna press start over here. Select your age. Let's just choose a nice little range over here. There, that's an accurate one. Which of the following Wuthering Waves characters do you like? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Sanhua, she's cool. Augusta's cool. Calcharo is dog shit. Fuck him. Jeja's a nerd. I don't really like her that much. Changli just sucks now. Yanwu's dog shit. Galbraida looks like a penis. Jiyan's cool. Chuyan's cool. Chisa's cool. Yang, she looks like a nerd. I'll wait for her second form. Alto, his S6 is really bad. Lumi, she's just really bad. Encore, I'm not really a fan. Camellia, she's cool. Jinsei, she's cool. Lupa, she's cool. Chikona, she sings too much. Phoebe, her design's cool, but damn, she is really clunky to play nowadays. Mortefi, I actually like his kit, but his voice lines, feel my wrath. I don't know about that one. Zani, get the fuck out of here. Cartithia, she's cool. Tauchi, she's massive, but aside from that, there's not really much else going on. Shorekeeper, cool. Verena, bro, she's a plant. Brant's cool. Johnshin's actually cool, but her kit is so bad. I think she's cool enough to offset how bad her kit is. I think, like, visually, she actually is one of the coolest characters in the game. I just wish she wasn't so bad. Cantarella, nah, her playstyle's too bad. Yuno's cool. Yohu, are you joking? Rover's badass. Ling Yang, nah. Buling, her kit looks cool enough, even if I don't like her personality. Carlotta, very nice. Chisha, what are we doing here? Zhang Liao is sick. Baija, her design is cool, but her kit sucks. Frolova's cool. Yinlin, get that shit out of here. Maybe after you buff her. Danjin's cool. Rosia, get the fuck out of here. Other? Yan. Y'all remember Yan? The trading guy? Yeah, the trading guy from Jinzhou. That guy's badass. Which is your favorite? Oof. Oh, this is gonna be a rough one, boys. This one's gonna be a little bit difficult. It's gonna have to come down to these two people, guys. Both arrow-heavy attackers. I think it actually has to be Chuyan. Unfortunately, I do think that with the, like, visual effects that Chuyan has, I'm gonna be honest. Chuyan probably has one of the most high-quality kits I've ever seen. Just from, like, a visual design perspective, good lord, they went through the roof. Different camera angles, the black and white, all of that, the kind of like the ultimate as well, splits the screen, gets the letterboxing as well. I'm just gonna be honest, that, like, as a design, this is probably the best one in the game for me. I don't know what else to say. Right? He's just fucking sick. I don't like, what else? What do you like about Chuyan? Charisma, I mean, bro doesn't talk a lot, which is actually great for a story character. Less yap, more action. That's actually one of the things that I like about him. He doesn't talk a lot, but, like, you already know what he's doing in the story. So it's like he doesn't have to talk a lot. You just, like, know by, like, the shit that he's doing. He's literally like a show not tell character to me, where, yes, he was in an exposition heavy quest, but it was everyone else doing the talking. He was kind of just sitting there being like, But it's good to have characters like that in a story. You can't have everyone yap. So to have a character that didn't talk that much, but the story was still progressing well, thank God. Do it more. That's good. Because not everybody is just a fucking yapper. Popularity in online communities. I would say he is. Yeah, I would say he is pretty. I think most people just consider him to be, he's cool. I think that's the majority take from individuals. Combat visual effects, the best VFX in the game. Voice acting and sound effects, also very good. The wolf and instrumental sounds are great. During his rotation are great. Meta performance. He is tier 0, best type of unit in the game, but I wish you simply had made his DPS playstyle more powerful at S0 instead of locking it behind $1,000. Visual design, very good. Okay, combat experience. His S1's interruption resistance should be in his baseline kit. Okay, so I see some people saying he's not tier 0. Okay, so you're saying that Frolova Chuyan is not a tier 0 team. He's on a tier 0 team, so he's not tier 0. Frolova wheelchairs him, but I think he's tier 0. If anyone is saying that Chuyan is getting wheelchaired by Frolova, I think you are retarded. Like, I'm just gonna be genuinely serious over here because Chuyan gives Frolova 30% crit damage, 30% echo skill damage, 4 echo skill casts for Hikari, and then like I think like 30% more off field or something like that. So if your idea of a wheelchair is like Chuyan is like, in this circumstance, Chuyan is the wheelchair. What are we doing here? What do you like most about Chuyan? I think it has to be the visual FX. I think it'd be the visual FX, for sure. Who is your favorite video game character, not counting Wuthering Waves characters? Well, I mean, this one's probably going to be self-explanatory. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I hit Masters in League of Legends playing this champion. Okay? I hit Masters in League of Legends playing this champion. What are we doing over here? Why are you getting mad? Why are you getting on me for that? What do you like about Yasuo? Visual design, combat experience? I mean, shit. Yeah, all of them. Not beating the gay allegations. Hey, fellas. Hey, fellas. If you think Yasuo's a cool character, it means you're now gay. Okay, I don't think I need to specify. Do I need to specify this stuff anymore? He's a samurai that uses wind. It's sick. Combat experience. He attacks super fast and throws tornadoes at people, and makes a wall of wind that blocks projectiles. That is sick. Voice acting and sound effects. He has wind on everything. Combat visual effects. A shit ton of cool, a crap ton of wind. Characterization. Very windy. Meta performance. Sometimes he's viable. Who is your favorite fictional character outside of video games? Jesus Christ. From comics, anime, novels, or movies. Shit. This one's probably going to be... it might get me in some hot water. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I actually really like Asta from Black Clover. I feel like his characterization is just genuinely fucking amazing. Bro is born in a world where everybody knows how to use magic. They all get like a special book that's tailored around their type of magic. And this guy, Asta, is born with no magic. And the book that he gets just summons a gigantic fucking black greatsword that has like anti-magic powers. And the way that he trains, everyone else like reads books and shit and practices their magic. He just works out. And then he gets fucking jacked. And his main, like, quote, his line, his key line in the anime, he's like, my magic is never giving up. And this guy is, like, just fucking massive by, like, the end of the series. He starts out, like, skinny. And because the only way for him to get stronger is, like, working out, he just becomes, like, this fucking boulder by the end of the series. And then just starts, like, fucking everything up. So, yeah. I feel like that sort of character, where it, like, completely, like, almost subverts the reality of, like, what's going on in the world, it's kind of sick, right? I also like, there's, like, a bit of, like, a goofier version of it, where it's kind of like Harry Potter. It's like Mashly. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Very, very similar premises between the two, if we're gonna be entirely honest. He's probably my favorite, just from, like, a what they add to the story sort of angle. What do you like about Asta from Black Clover? I mean, his characterization is kind of cool. His voice is really fucking annoying, though, because he does yell too much. Visual design, I mean, he swings around a gigantic fucking greatsword. Uses a giant greatsword. Characterization. Never gives up. Combat visual effects. I mean, he's got like fucking... He's all like dark and shit. It's pretty cool. I mean, these ones over here, I can really tell what Kuro's trying to do with this survey. They're using this to design new characters, right? They're using this to design new units, and this almost leads me to believe they're going to use the results of this survey to begin planning the review process, the character boarding process for 4.0. I think 3.0 is already done. I think 3.0 is already sorted. I think Kuro already has the entire roster laid out. I think that this is actually legitimately the opportunity for players. If they have an idea for what they want for 4.0, this is where it gets done. And I'm going to be honest, what I kind of want for 4.0, looking back at this and like thinking about this, man, I kind of want... I know Renacida was a little bit like Magic, but it still had the tech. For 4.0, knowing that 3.0 is going to be all like high tech and shit like that, I kind of want 4.0 to actually introduce legitimate Magic. That might be a little bit cool. Renacida was a little bit like that, but maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll get all teched out from 3.x. Who knows? All right, next question. Which of the following factors have the most influence on your design to convene for a specific Wuthering Waves character? The most impactful, and then the least impact on the right. Physical appearance. Most impactful among the options on this page. I think the most impactful for me is actually the kit. And I think the least impactful is popularity in online communities. Oh, shit. Okay, well, yeah, you already got what that was. Which of the following have the most influence on your decision to convene? Okay. Statistics, characterization, voice acting and sound effects, combat visual effects. The most impactful, I would say the statistics. And then the least impactful, voice acting and sound effects, combat characters. Ooh. I'd probably say characterization. Yeah. I'd probably say characterization is the least impactful because, well, I view it as the story's only X amount of time. How long is that character going to be in the story? And then, like, voice acting, all of that other stuff, that's going to be shit that I'm experiencing every single hour that I'm playing the game with that unit. So, like, the story involvement, it's going to have the least impact for me because the other three things that were on that page, I experience them every single time I use the character. Versus the story, that's only when I've done the story, and that's like a, 1 to 4 hour span of time. Which of the following? Okay, most or least impactful, popularity in online communities, physical appearance, characterization, voice acting and sound. Are they just giving me the same fucking options? This is a little bit too much. So, popularity in online communities, it's the minimal impact. Physical appearance, characterization, and then voice acting and sound effects. I think I'll do physical appearance. Okay, what is your gender? It is not convenient to disclose other. I thought you were only supposed to have one of these. You have other and not convenient to disclose? Did you need both? Did you need both? You know what I really want to know? If there is somebody that chose one of these two options, I want to know, why did you choose the other one? Like, if you chose this one, why did you choose this one? And if you chose this one, why didn't you choose that one? Option 4 is option 3 without saying option 3. You know what? We're just moving past this. All right, main takeaway is this like a common thing nowadays? And am I just the one being obtuse? Sorry, am I just the one being insensitive? Or is this like actually a common thing nowadays? Because I feel like this is just absurd. Do you have any other suggestions or expectations regarding the character design of Wuthering Waves? I think Kuro has done a great job of varying the gameplay experience across 1.x apocalyptic, 2.x fantasy, 3.x futuristic, sci-fi. And I hope in 4.x we actually get something more along the lines of medieval / dark ages with magic. That's actually what I want. I want us to get stuck in or enter maybe some sort of like time rift or something like that, right? Or maybe some other civilization, And then we're like straight up in like the actual Dark Ages. I think that would be kind of cool. Not like with Honami, but I'm thinking like Dark Souls. Rinascita was like Genshin, right? Rinascita was like Zelda. Yes, there's a couple of like, you know, shady things going on, but it's really just rainbows and sunshines. Literally, it's rainbows and sunshines. I want to visit Anor Londo. Sorry, Anor Londo. I still have PTSD from the Dragon Bow Archers. I want to see Anor Londo in Wuthering Waves and have like that sort of goddamn experience where it's like a decaying civilization, all of that. Like I literally would love to see something like way more dark, way more cryptic. And then I want there to be actually magic. There's a reason why I talked about magic and all of that stuff over there. I don't think magic will work in a sci-fi setting. Brother, Phoebe is in the fucking game. She's like literally, like Phoebe is literally like the priest archetype, brother. Like she uses a staff and like, save me! Like, that's basically just magic. I don't even know what we're talking about over here. That's basically just magic. Let's be entirely real here. So I'd love to see that as like a setting, because I'm honestly thinking about it. I'm not really sure where else we could go where it still feels like it makes like a decent amount of sense and is still going to be something relatively familiar to the player base. I'm thinking Dark Souls, Lord of the Rings, like where they're in like the third book and they're like in the middle of a war. I just feel like that would be awesome. But that's just me speaking, right? We're currently in the region of sci-fi. We haven't even seen what the sci-fi stuff is yet. And we all know that a big thing about 3.x is that we're going to space. And so, with that in mind, we all know that there's established lore and stuff in this universe on Earth, Solaris 3, where we're at. But we're going to fucking space, guys. And if we're going to space, visiting other planets, we know there are other civilizations out there because the plot of 3.x is centered around a giant alien mecha. A giant alien mecha that landed on Earth, and then the entire Star Torch Academy and stuff is built around it. I don't think that we need to think about anything along the lines of, this wouldn't fit in the world of Wuthering Waves. That wouldn't work. Guys, I think the main sort of thing that people should understand about this game is that because it's a postmodern sci-fi tale, you can do anything. It gets unrealistic when you're thinking about it in Genshin terms, where it seems like everybody in Genshin Impact is living in like the fucking medieval era. And then Natlan comes out of nowhere with DJ boards and motorcycles. Stuff like that in Wuwa makes sense because we literally have things like Sonarospheres, shit like that, alternative realities, portals and shit, Tethys, dimension cutting with Chisa. The sky's the limit when it comes to this game because of the outlying lore. And I'm just going to be real over here. This is what I want to see, and Kuro's making what the players want to see. And so you guys just put in the type of setting, the type of characters that you want. Because I'm going to be honest, guys. I think a knight in a suit of armor would be kind of badass in a game like this. And it's like somebody that's from like a different fucking planet. Or like a different timeline or something like that. But yeah, that's where I want to see the story go for this game. I really want to see it almost sort of like bust out of like this, almost like this weird sort of like cage that I feel like you've seen crumbling as every single story chapter has passed us by. We've got Chisa, who can cut through fucking dimensions, right? We've got Abby, who can eat everything. It seems like the sky is the limit, and I just want to see how Kuro can push the boundaries. And once again, we're going to space, so I think they're already doing that. Any other questions? Which of the following gameplay types do you like? Oh, God. They're really going overboard with this one. Free placement tower defense. I think I'm good, bro. I think that these games, they're so AFK. They're so like, I'll just like sit there and just watch, and it's like, I'm gonna be honest, I can't deal with that anymore. No tower defenses. Rhythm is fine because rhythm is fast-paced. Rhythm is fast-paced and active. I'd rather just have that. I'd rather have like 30 seconds, 1 minute and 30 seconds of a rhythm game where I have to like actually pay attention and press things. If they're gonna have a mini game, I'll choose this one. Some of you might be upset with that, but like to me, this is like choosing the lesser. This is choosing the lesser of all evils. And a rhythm game, not that bad. It's fast, engaging gameplay. I'm cool with it. Hack and slash, yep. Horizontally scrolling shooter in action, no. No, I hate platformers. They're fucking boring. Yes, I know. There's Hollow Knight and shit like that. I just don't fucking like them. I've never played them. I've never enjoyed them. Metroid Prime, all that shit, garbage games. Anyways, Grand Strategy 4X. This is the opposite side of the equation. I actually like these. You want to know a game that I have hundreds of hours in? Total War Warhammer 3 and 2 in 1. Yeah, I love RTS games. Yeah, no, they're super fun. It's because I'm Asian and I'm good at math. Factory assembly lines. Get that fucking shit out of here. Get that fucking Enfield garbage out of here. Platformer. Nope. Puzzle or platform. Nah, I get vertigo. Sandbox. I don't want to see what you're going to do with the sandbox. Multiplayer hide and seek. Nah, that shit's boring. I'm sorry. It's like, this requires you to also have friends, and we already know you guys don't. Like, just, nah. That's, like, it sounds good on paper, then you realize, oh, a prerequisite to having fun in this game mode is to have friends. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Fishing or hunting? Nah. Hunting sounds interesting. But fishing, not so much. Hunting or bounties? Like, hunting to me sounds cool. If there's like, hey, there's like a rare mob, like, traveling around this area in the overworld, go hunt it down. And it's like kind of tanky and stuff. That'd be cool. Like, that's what I think about when it comes to hunting. I'll choose hunting because it says hunting in here. I'd actually love something like a Monster Hunter sort of mechanic, right? Where there's like a super strong TD and it's like an event. There's like one hunt. There's like 7 hunts that you go on across the course of the event. There's a super strong TD where it's like it has XYZ weaknesses. It's got a weakness to like basic attack damage or something like that. I don't fucking know, right? And then you have a trial character that you can bring on the hunt with you that does exactly the type of damage that the monster is weak to. That sounds sick. So I'll describe that, and then I'll select this on the survey over here. Card or board game? If we're gonna rework All Out towards the peak of prestige, hey, update it. I'm down for it. That shit was fun. Management simulation? No. Visual novel? Permanent event, your summer will never wither. Ooh, that was the additional story that we had in 2.34 Chakona. I actually thought it was decent. Yeah, no, I didn't dislike this one. It's just story in a slightly different format. But as long as like the voice acting is good and stuff and the story's actually good, I think it's fine. It doesn't even take that long to do this one either. Vertically scrolling shooter. No. The fuck is this like? This is like worse than Doom. Right? This is like the shit that you play at the fucking arcade with like the plastic gun that you like, and you're like on the rail. No. What? No. This is like 30 years old. Like 40. No. Puzzle. Logic puzzle. We're retarded. Regular puzzles are fine. Casual games. Matching pairs 3-3. No. This reminds me of like those gay ass events they put in PGR. No. Those are so boring. No, like, they literally just take, like, Sudoku and then put, like, skins on it. They take Sudoku and put on skins. No. 3D parkour sounds pretty cool. Maze, no. Top-down shooter. If that's, like, the Vampire Survivors game mode, I'm good. I played the Vampire Survivors game mode. That shit was actually the most boring fucking thing I've ever played. Like, straight up. That game mode sucked so bad. It was so bad. Nah, I mean, I selected that. That's my selection over here. And as you can see, there's not a lot of stuff on here. That's because all of the other things that I've seen, I either don't trust Kuro to make it into a good minigame. Like, I see Sandbox over here. Nah, brother. I feel like that's just not gonna end well. That's why I didn't select it, even though it could be interesting. And the stuff that I did select, it's stuff that I would not be mad at if it got added as a minigame. Which of the above gameplay types would you like to experience? Hack and slash. Hey, there's a reason why I selected all of these, guys. There's a reason why I selected all of these. It's because I would be good with seeing them in Wuthering Waves. Do you have any other suggestions or expectations regarding the gameplay design of Wuthering Waves? Please try to incorporate the amazing combat of this game into side activities. It would be fantastic to have a Monster Hunter style bounty board with extra dangerous TDs that are weak to various attributes or attack types, basic, heavy, etc., and a trial resonator who joins the hunt that deals that type of damage. These fun, interactive mechanics combined with combat is what makes events in this game shine. Banners never fall, Virtual Crisis, Honami City, Stranger Things, etc. So leaning more into these mechanics is the best way to capture my interest. All right, earthquake mode, but I think that's a fair one. And that's the whole comment over here. Basically, I want them to think of new interactive fun minigames while involving the combat of the game. You can design all of these new systems and stuff like that and just layer it on top of the combat. I see these developers going ahead and creating entirely new game modes from the ground up, and then the game modes aren't good. Like Solaris Soldier and then the TD event took a lot of development time to make. I can already tell it was a lot of work to make those game modes. But they're bad. They're just bad. They're not fun. They feel like a waste of fucking time. Feels like your time isn't being respected in them. And it's sort of just like, there's so many empty areas in Septimont. There's so many empty areas in the game right now. New Nightmare Nest, like Bounty. Like, what did the Sanguis Plateau, which is the hunting grounds of Septimont, where they go to regularly cull TDs so there's not an outbreak. Why was there not like a Monster Hunter bounty board mechanic? They literally have the Hunter's Den, a monster bounty board with specialized hunts, stuff like that. Like, it's content like that where you can turn it into a minigame. You can turn it into an event. Have like trophies, things like that, buffs that you take on you with your hunts of the Sanguis Plateau. You can add that progression, add those mechanics, and layer it on top of the baseline combat of the game. So you get the mini game fulfillment, the variety, but then also you don't end up alienating a good portion of the player base with gameplay that the players fucking hate. Because when the gameplay of Solaris Soldier is like AFK for 5 seconds, then walk around to pick up coins, and it's like that for 30 minutes. It doesn't matter what mechanics you put in. The gameplay's so bad, I can't care about it. And it looks like that is a successful submission. So it sounds like our 4.0 survey, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what I'm going to call this one. This is without a doubt a 4.0 survey. Everything's been done for 3.0 already. None of this stuff that we talked about over here is probably going to change any of the development timelines at all, except maybe the last couple of versions of 3.x. This is entirely meant to be planning for the new region, planning for the new setting, planning for the new characters and all of that by taking into account what players of the game currently are actually interested in. And honestly, I'm glad that Kuro Games decided to push out this survey before 3.0. And the reason for this is actually really simple. My take is that Wuthering Waves had an issue in the past with listening to feedback from players that quit the game. And I think the biggest example of this is the massive decrease in events that we had across versions 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7. Guess what there was in version 2.4? When they released a very special unit to the game. We had a large influx of casual players who came in, played the game for like a week, maybe a month, and then quit. Because there was a lot of hype surrounding this character's release. That's how it works, right? And I think Kuro got a shit ton of feedback from the 2.4 survey from players that quit the fucking game, that never actually wanted to play it, were playing it just for the hype. Then they turned the game giga casual for the next 3 versions, knowing that 2.4 was one of the biggest updates ever. And so for them to drop this survey, and you can see all the amazing asteroid over here, right? During 2.8, when we don't literally have tourists coming for 3.0, this means that you're really only getting feedback from actual dedicated players of the game. Because if you're taking this survey, this means you're in the middle of version 2.8. There's 5 days left on Chisa's banner, stuff like that, right? You're clearly a player that is playing during the downtime of the patch. And so if you're somebody that's playing during the downtime of the patch when there isn't as much going on, that's actually the best kind of feedback to get, because that's the type of player that you want. Somebody that sticks with the product even when it's not the hottest item on topic. Dry patch, downtime enjoyers. That's the feedback that you want to hear from, because you want more players like that. That's the point. So yeah, I think the timing of this survey is great. I think the contents of it were great. And I think that this is a really important one to take, because it really gets into your individual preferences as a player. I don't expect that any person is going to fill out this survey exactly the same. My personal take is that I think it's awesome that they were so specific with the questions. Having you choose one character, only one, I wonder what they're doing with that data. I think it's going to be pretty neat. So yeah, that'll be it for this one. Sounds like Kuro's already planning for 4.0. And I'm going to be honest, I'm excited to see what they cook up, I guess, a year from now. And it all begins with this. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.